When we think of survival games, titles like DayZ or Rust come to mind. But what if I told you the original PlayStation had its own strange, creative take on survival, long before the genre exploded? From caveman hunting to dream exploration, here are 10 PS1 survival-style games you never expected.
Control.
Sentient is one of the PS1's most underrated and ambitious sci-fi experiences. Set aboard a space station called the Icarus, you play a medic trying to survive after a catastrophic reactor failure. Unlike most PS1 games, Sentient features dynamic NPCs with unique schedules, branching conversations, and real-time decision-making. You must manage oxygen levels, diagnose medical emergencies, and navigate a ship falling apart, all while dealing with political tension and a bizarre alien presence. There's no combat, no traditional quest markers. Every action you take can affect whether the crew survives, or if the station plunges into chaos. Think of it like System Shock meets a survival sim, but done on PS1 hardware. If you want a game that lets you explore, adapt, and think, Sentient is the closest thing PS1 ever had to a true immersive survival sim. In Tale of the Sun, you're dropped into a massive, prehistoric open world, with no tutorial, no HUD, and no rules. Your goal? Build a tower of mammoth bones that reaches the sun. But to do that, you must hunt, eat, sleep, and evolve. Your caveman gets tired, slows down when hungry, and can fall asleep mid-run. The world is fully open, with deserts, forests, mountains, and oceans to explore. There's no combat system, just survival. Enemies like saber-toothed tigers and boars roam freely. This game is all about the raw wilderness experience. How long can you last? How far can you go? And how smart can you adapt? It's surreal, minimalistic, and ahead of its time. Tale of the Sun is probably the closest thing to DayZ the PS1 ever pulled off. Minus guns, plus mammoths. While more of a light gun shooter, Project Horned Owl surprises with its semi-open level design and chaotic urban survival atmosphere. You're in a future Tokyo under siege by rogue military robots. As a special operative piloting a mecha suit, you must fight through devastated city blocks, saving civilians and restoring order. The sense of environmental collapse, enemy ambushes, and limited defensive resources makes it feel like you're fighting to survive in a broken world. The game lets you choose different paths mid-mission and is best played with a light gun, but it still holds up with a controller. It's fast, explosive, and packed with that 90s cyber dystopia vibe. While not a pure survival game, its tactical movement, reactive levels, and tension-filled progression make it feel more survival-focused than you'd expect from a shooter of its era. Imagine being trapped on Mars, and you're not alone. Martian Gothic. Unification blends sci-fi mystery and survival tension in a claustrophobic space facility. You control 3 characters exploring a research base overrun by reanimated corpses. But here's the twist. If 2 characters meet physically, they die instantly. You must explore, solve puzzles, and manage each character's route to avoid deadly content, all while unlocking secrets of the Martian virus. There's no real-time combat like in DayZ. But the stress of managing limited inventory, ammo, and oxygen, plus the risk of making a single deadly mistake, turns this into a psychological survival nightmare. It's eerie, cerebral, and terrifying. And despite its clunky controls, it offers one of the most unique survival setups on the PS1. Not all survival is about monsters or bullets. Sometimes it's about feeding your animals, surviving storms, and building a life from scratch. In Harvest Moon, Back to Nature, you're given a rundown farm and a few tools. From there, you must manage crops, livestock, energy, weather patterns, and even relationships. Run out of stamina, you collapse. Forget to eat, your health deteriorates. It's a peaceful game on the surface, but underneath it's a strategic survival sim. You must plan for winter, stock up on resources, and choose wisely how to spend each day. The open-ended nature of the world and the passage of time adds a strong survival flavor. While not post-apocalyptic, this is survival through sustainability, and it holds up beautifully even today. Fade to Black is a direct sequel to the classic Flashback, and it brings early 3D gameplay into a survival-focused sci-fi world. You play as Conrad, waking from cryosleep on an alien prison planet. The enemies are intelligent, the ammo is limited, and death is constant. You must sneak, shoot, and outsmart alien guards to escape, with survival depending on exploration and critical thinking. The game mixes third-person exploration, puzzles, and combat in a way that keeps you constantly on edge. The areas are maze-like, non-linear, and reward players who observe and plan. In this hidden gem, Earth has been invaded by biomechanical aliens who are harvesting human bodies. You play as a cybernetically enhanced soldier, sent to fight back and survive in ruined cities. The game features semi-open maps, light stealth, and a strong survival combat feel. You're often outgunned, with limited health and ammo scattered around war-torn environments. Missions can be tackled in different ways, and exploration often reveals hidden caches or alternate routes. There's a distinct post-apocalyptic atmosphere, a future where civilization collapsed and survival is moment to moment. The camera is third-person like Siphon Filter or early Resident Evil, but the tone is darker and more hopeless. C12 doesn't get enough love, but it's a powerful entry in the PS1's small list of you versus the end-of-the-world games. If you have come this far, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe so my channel can get some more views thanks to you. Okay, hear me out. It may look like a quirky arcade game, but No One Can Stop Mr. Domino is secretly about pure survival under pressure. You play as a domino that never stops moving. Your goal is to chain perfect domino runs across looping environments filled with hazards, traps, and tight timing puzzles. One mistake and your entire setup collapses. There's no combat, no story, just tension, skill, and reflexes. It captures the constant movement, stress, and momentum-based survival you might feel while being chased in DayZ, only in a surreal, abstract way. It's weird, it's frustrating, it's funny, and unlike anything else on PS1. If survival can also be a metaphor for performance, Mr. Domino is pure adrenaline in disguise. This game doesn't tell you what to do, it just throws you into a constantly shifting dream world where logic breaks down. There are no enemies, no objectives, and no health bars. Yet LSD, Dream Emulator, creates an overwhelming survival of the mind experience. Every time you sleep, you dream. And each dream is generated procedurally from past events, choices, and interactions. It can go peaceful, creepy, hilarious, or horrifying. Some areas repeat, others mutate. The longer you play, the more the world changes. And you're never told how or why. There's no save, no map, no inventory. Just your mind and what it can handle. It's one of the most experimental, survival-adjacent games ever made, and could only exist on PS1. While known as a JRPG, Wild Arms has a heavy post-apocalyptic Wild West tone that's closer to Fallout than Final Fantasy. You explore vast open-world zones, encounter survival towns clinging to life, and uncover ancient war tech. Food, magic, ammo, and tools are limited, and you must carefully plan your journey. The dungeons are hostile and puzzle-laden, with traps, crumbling ruins, and massive bosses. The feeling of traveling through a desperate, dying world gives Wild Arms a real survival edge. Plus, the overworld is large and allows for a surprising amount of freedom for its time. If you're okay with turn-based combat and want that feeling of surviving a wasteland, this game delivers, beautifully blending RPG and survival themes in a world that's already lost. Before survival games were a genre, these PS1 titles were already testing the waters. From dream emulators to Martian horrors, the seeds of open-world survival were here, just hidden in strange, creative form. So next time someone says PS1 had no survival games, send them this list and prove them wrong.
control.